Hello friends, this is Coach Chris with Personally Fit. I'm in my office here at Personally Fit, and I've been excited, and anybody who knows me knows I'm excited about helping people get leaner, healthier, and more fit. Today I'm going to talk about opening up the Fat Loss Playbook. And pull out a pen and paper. Honestly, you're going to be surprised at how much you already know, but the hard thing is putting into practice what you already know. We're going to talk about three main things, and they all work together. The first is the first 10 pounds. I'm assuming if you're listening, you need to lose 25 or more pounds of fat. Not just for vanity, but for health. Nothing wrong with trying to look good. I work out hard and try to eat right, or do eat right, so I can be leaner and look attractive to my wife, and look the part as a fitness coach. Unfortunately, even as a fitness coach, I had let my weight creep up like so many of us do and go on and off diets every couple years or a couple times a year to get lean, but unfortunately gradually gain it back, which is the huge majority of Americans. So think of all the diets that are out there, or all the types of plans you've tried already in the past. Most of them are pretty extreme and a lot different than a lot of people's normal eating habits. The exercise programs are pretty extreme. Think of PX90, I say, or Fit Cross. Think of Paleo. Think of Atkins. They all may have some benefits, but they're pretty extreme. And when life gets busy, it's easy to quit doing those things. Those are the first things to go. So any plan you have to stick to that's going to help you not just lose weight, but keep it off, need to be sustainable. Not just when life is perfect, but when life happens. You have to take care of a sick parent, a sick child. You lose a job. You need to do extra work. Your spouse is ill. Your loved ones are ill. Whatever. Life gets busy, and you still need to be able to stick to a healthy eating plan and fitness program that helps you not just lose weight, but keep it off. So right out of the box, I want to talk to you about the first 10 pounds. If you need to lose 25 or more pounds, it's interesting how so many of us go to those extreme plans and really push ourselves, either daily exercise, a lot of cardio, maybe some calisthenics, boot camp type programs, doing them 4 to 6 times a week, or running, going from hardly walking a couple thousand yards a day or steps a day to running or walking 5 miles a day. Obviously, your body's going to reject that. It's going to resist. You might lose weight at the beginning, but then you're going to start resisting. Okay? So why don't you just find out where you are right now? Do a food log, do an activity log. There's all kinds of online apps to do that, or writing them down like I like to do. If you find out you're walking 5,000 steps on an average, bump that to 7,000 steps. Just a little bit of increased activity. If you find out you do a food log and you find out, wow, I don't eat virtually any vegetables or fruit, maybe I should add those to my plan. And boy, I eat a processed food 2 times a day at breakfast and lunch. If I eat breakfast at all, it's usually processed food. So all good nutrition plans have that in common. Starting to get rid of some of the processed food. Simple example of a way to start it. Went out to lunch with my wife yesterday. We both got sandwiches. I ate half my bread and I ordered fries. She ate half my fries and I ate half her salad with what she ate. My wife isn't watching her weight. I'm generally working at it a little harder than she is. So I had a few fries and had some salad and didn't have all my bread. We had plenty of meat and vegetables on both sandwiches. So that was just an example of making some simple changes. Okay? So you don't have to do something extreme like so many of us do, because that usually won't work in the long haul. Because when you hit a plateau after you've been on a program for a while, what are you going to do? Paleo harder? PX90 harder? Atkins harder? Or Fit Cross harder? Do it 2 times a day? That doesn't make sense, does it? So think about a few things you need to change. I need to get myself on a schedule of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Cut out some processed food. So maybe cut out half the breads and starches. Maybe you have dessert every day. Why don't you cut that back down to 2 times a week? Maybe you drink soda or sweet tea every day. Eliminate that. Preferably put water in, because water has so many healthy benefits to it. Or switch to maybe a diet drink once in a while. I personally don't know if diet drinks are always a good idea. First of all, there's a lot of chemicals. You're not going to die if you have a diet drink once in a while, though. But also, it keeps your taste buds and your mind ready to drink something that sweet, artificially sweet, like a soda, which there's nothing that sweet in nature. Wouldn't it be great if apples and oranges satisfied your sweet tooth? That's really the ideal to get back to. So don't treat your first 10 pounds like the last 10 pounds. If you've worked with athletes who have to get really lean and make weight, or for physique contests, that last 10 pounds is a lot harder than that first 10 pounds. So make it easy on yourself. Pick a few things you need to work on. Get consistent at those things. And once you hit a plateau or need to lose some more weight, make a few more changes. So whatever that is for you, remember, number one is probably getting rid of some of that processed food and replacing that with more whole foods, vegetables and fruits. And listen, those vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins should be foods you like, not foods that make you miserable, okay? Because again, if you're always feeling deprived, eating things that are okay and you can tolerate, you're not going to be able to stick to it, okay? You can always make changes along the way. That's the other thing. Be ready to make changes as your body changes, as your fitness level changes. As you get leaner, you have to continue to make some changes. Okay, now, I always say the term, you can't manage what you don't measure. So just finding out what you do eat. Try not to change it at all and do a food log for a week. That might be shocking to you to see what you do eat and what you don't eat. A lot of us who have struggled with our weight, who do struggle with our weight, have a lot of unconscious eating, or we eat for other reasons rather than hunger, just because it's there, we're with certain friends, we're stressed, we're lonely, we're anxious, whatever. Our body usually tries to make us comfortable and gives us that message, and food often can comfort us. So we might eat some really healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but we find ourselves snacking unconsciously on whatever's at our assistant's desk or in the fridge or in the cabinet. So making yourself aware is a great place to start, okay? We talked about increasing activity slightly, okay? Not doing any extreme, but doing something consistently. There's nothing like consistency, okay? How do you build consistency in your life? It has to be simple, easy, and convenient. If you have to drive somewhere for 2 hours to get to a gym to exercise, you're probably not going to do it. But you can walk around your block. You can meet a trainer at a gym. You can meet a friend and do a workout together. Simple, easy, and convenient. It doesn't have to be for hours on end. There was a TV show, and honestly, it really made people think they have to work out 4 to 6 hours a day to exercise and have ACL tearing injuries, or you're not working out hard enough. Remember The Biggest Loser? Most of those people gained their weight back. There's a reason for that, because that's not sustainable. So, the next big topic, have somewhere to go. Well, so we talked about some simple changes to make right at the beginning of your fat loss efforts. You're making those changes. Okay, I've been walking 7,000 steps a day. Now I'm going to go to 9,000 steps a day. That's having somewhere to go. I've been doing 2 sets of my squats, my push-ups, and my pull-ups. Now I'm going to add a 3rd set, or I'm going to increase my weight. I've only been strength training twice a week. I'm going to add a 3rd day, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and get an extra workout in. So find a way to gradually increase your activity, having somewhere to go. I'm going to also make sure that every time somebody calls me on my cell phone and I'm going to take that call, I'm going to stand up and walk around while I'm talking to that person. I'm going to check all my messages while I'm walking. Just finding a way to get some extra activity and get some extra steps in. Now, you're not burning millions of extra calories doing that, but you are burning hundreds. But more than that, too, you're raising your serotonin, increasing your health and wellness. Serotonin, all the different hormones also make you feel good. And those things that make you feel good take the place of that food, that processed food, or those excessive carbohydrates, especially in the form of processed food, that made you feel good temporarily. So if you can replace that brain food with activity, that's a bonus. You don't hear many people say, on a beautiful day like today, 70 degrees out there in North Carolina, go out for a beautiful walk and say, gee, I'm mad I went for a walk today. No, they feel good, okay? So have somewhere to go. Now, if you don't you're just starting out, start easy. Start with something easy, a 15-minute walk, and again, body weight squats, push-ups against the wall, and some kind of pulling motion for that upper back. And then build on that program. If you don't know enough about exercise, there's a lot of great books out there. There's a lot of stuff on the internet, but honestly, a lot of those are pretty extreme too. There's also a lot of sensible trainers like the coaches at Personally Fit Individualized Training here in Raleigh, North Carolina, been around for over 30 years, can teach you a safe, effective exercise program that you can do here and at home and when you travel. So you can not just do it when life is easy, but when life gets hard, you're still able to do that. So we talked about that, okay? So the changes are easy up front, they're sustainable, and with those changes, you have somewhere to go. Again, just like the beginning, the first 10 pounds, people often treat it like it's like the last 10 pounds. How many of you, myself included, do huge reductions in either fat or carbohydrates or both, and calories? And we might be able to do that with willpower for 2 to 3 weeks, but then we just can't do it because our body fights us, our mind fights us, we're miserable, and then we start re-eating those and gain that fat back. That doesn't make sense. Make some simple reductions. I'll give you one I did probably, about 25 years ago when I was working in corporate fitness. I drank a lot of coffee. I still drink a fair amount of coffee, but I drank it with creamer and sugar. I really am not a big fan of a lot of the artificial sweeteners. Well, I cut the creamer and sugar, and I lost about 4 pounds in about 6 weeks because I was drinking. That was just extra calories, didn't really have any nutritional value, and just went to black coffee. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? So simple, easy things you can change. If you're using mayonnaise on sandwiches and you like mustard, use mustard and save yourself 100 calories. Okay? Yeah, cut off some of the fat on your steak. And I'm not saying fat's bad for you, because honestly, fat, a lot of natural fats, including saturated fat, have some real health benefits. Just find easy ways to cut some of those calories, especially the processed calories, and then you'll have somewhere to go. We can always put you on a food plan. Speaking of that, when you do a food log, you may not even be aware of your eating pattern. You'll find out your eating pattern. You might find out that you eat breakfast rarely, or your breakfast is so small because you're not hungry in the morning, which is a thing I hear all the time. You eat a little bit at lunch because you're drinking diet soda or coffee all day. Then you get home and you snack and or eat a big dinner and then snack until you go to bed. Well, you don't wake up hungry because you snack till 10 p.m. and then you start the process over. And because you ate a lot at night and maybe some processed food and things that weren't such healthy choices, you feel like you shouldn't eat in the morning. So creating the habits of breakfast, lunch, and dinner seem to make sense for most of us in America. And we will get into that later, what you should be eating. Obviously, less processed food. I'm a fan of protein foods, eggs, chicken, fish, beef. That makes a lot of sense. I like a protein shake once in a while. I prefer whey. Less processed foods, a lot of veggies. I eat 6 to 8 servings personally a day. I like beans and lentils. I pretty much like everything. I like some tortillas once in a while, flour or corn. Don't eat a lot of starches though. That's where I generally cut back on. And I love fruit. That's one item I've gotten away from. The fall here in North Carolina, we have some great apples. Get some. All right? So make some simple changes up front for that first 10 pounds, not the extreme changes. Be able to stick with those and sustain those changes, and then have somewhere to go. Write this stuff down so you know what changes you need to make next and what changes have already helped for you. You can't manage what you don't measure. And guess what else? Success leaves tracks. Okay? So that's really important. At Personally Fit, we tell people you can't out-exercise bad eating habits, and that's true. Maybe as a kid you can, but honestly, you can't work out all day. I used to try that a lot and out-exercise a lot of bad eating habits, but I was still usually reducing my eating somewhat to lose some fat and increasing my activity a lot. I don't want to do that anymore. That doesn't make sense for me at 55 years old. So I have to have other things, other ways to keep my weight off, and that's called habit. Those habits with eating and those habits of regular exercise. So we tell you you can't out-exercise eating habits. Then why at Personally Fit do you promote exercise? Why are you, I think, the best trainers in Raleigh? Why do people come to you and stay with you for 8, 10, 12, 20 plus years? Because we get results. We don't teach exercise as a fad. We teach exercise as a science, and we give you the simplicity. We met with somebody who was a guest of one of our customers, one of our Personally Fit family, and he loved the simplicity of push, pull, squat. Those are the 3 movements that are going to build the most muscle, condition your muscles, help you burn more fat. Now, why is that important? Why do we push strength training over cardio? Not necessarily over cardio, we just make it primary. If you want to run or jog or walk, you should do that. I walk every day, most days of the week, 20 to 30 minutes intentionally, sometimes more if I feel like it and it's nice out. But I strength train 2 to 3 times a week, generally 3 times hard. Now, why is that important? Because the magic happens in the muscle, okay? If you want to transform your body, not just lose weight on the scale, really do a body transformation where you lose fat, you're going to have to gain some muscle, or at the least hold on to the muscle you have. Now, what do I hear? Coach, I don't want to get too muscular. We don't want to get too muscular. Guess what? That's really hard to do. I would bet you know, if you're fortunate, you may know one person who would you consider too muscular, because it's hard to get muscular. I'm 55 and I'm amazed at how intense I work out just to see some gains. And I have put on some muscle this past year, which has been exciting for me, but it's not 10, 20, 30 pounds. And when you see these super muscular people, remember the genetic predisposition they have, and or they might be using PEDs to help them there. But they do have to work. I encourage all our clients, especially our females, to gain muscle. Try to get stronger at the movements they use, whatever that means for that person. For most people, that's going to be 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 15 repetitions with weights that challenge them there. And then when they can do 15 repetitions, they add more resistance and continue to progress with their basic movements. Obviously, we give them variety. We're not just doing the same push, pull, squat. We're adding other movements and isolation movements. But that's the core of what we do, because that works. And why is muscle important in strength training? Because you can get all the cardiovascular health from doing it properly. You don't have to run to do that. If you want to run, that's great. And just strength training won't get you ready for running, because that's a skill in itself. But more importantly, you can't flex fat. So a lot of people, when they diet and just do cardio, they lose fat and muscle at about the same rate. Well, what's so bad about that, Coach? A lot of things. First of all, again, I said the magic's in the muscle. A lot of chemical reactions, insulin sensitivity is in your muscle. You build your mitochondria to help you burn fat and give your body energy is in your muscles. But more than that, every pound of muscle you gain and or lose is worth about 25 to 100 calories of basal metabolism. In other words, just keeping you going for a day. Muscle is expensive, okay? So let me just show you a little example here. Here's 2 models. This is a model of 5 pounds of fat, and this is a model of 5 pounds of fat, and this is a model of 5 pounds of muscle. Well, let's say you've been watching what you eat and you're eating a little better. You're not really counting calories. And the scale doesn't go down and you're frustrated because you started working out to lose weight. But you can tell you're losing inches. Well, we body composition you. That's a way to test body fat percentages a variety of ways. And you've lost 5 pounds of fat and gained 5 pounds of muscle, so the scale stays the same. But look how many inches you've lost on your body. That'd be worth it, wouldn't it? But again, this boosts your metabolism. If you're only eating 1,500 calories and you're not losing weight, but you gain 3 pounds of muscle, your basal metabolism kicks up 150 to 300 calories a day. You're able to eat 1,600 calories just to maintain where you're at. Not a bad gig. Not just while you're exercising will you burn more calories, you'll also burn more calories at rest. So that's exciting. We call that the lean advantage, when you have more muscle and you're also fit, because your body learns how to burn fat more efficiently and burns fat more as a source, especially if you're choosing less processed food. Okay, so I encourage everybody to build muscle, and it's not easy, trust me. It takes consistent work, but you should be trying to. So everybody does strength training at Personally Fit. We have some people with some aches and pains. We use the bands and the tubes so they don't load the joints. Okay, we want to work around those aches and pains and still get results. But it's not complicated. All right, well then why can't you succeed at it? Maybe you need a coach. Give us a call at 919-832-8484. Get a kickstart on your plan. Maybe you need a workout partner. Maybe you need a combination of both. Maybe you need accountability. Accountability always works. And maybe you need a support system. Not only at Personally Fit will we give you a support system, but you're going to have it here at our community. So this is kind of the start of the Fat Loss Playbook. Talked about the first 10 pounds. Talked about having somewhere to go. Talked about building your metabolism and also shaping your body. You don't see people who have great physiques, males and females, who are just mushy. They're toned because that muscle gives their body the shape that they're after. That's what we do here at Personally Fit. We also have a great online nutrition coaching plan that we give you some exercise components to that start with this basic stuff and work with you for a year. Check it out on our website at personallyfit.net. And we have some great videos at YouTube on Personally Fit Coach, from basic exercise programs to eating plans. You name it. It's all over there, for how to use a foam roller. Check it out. We have a great blog on personallyfit.net. Good articles, serving sizes, motivation, exercise. Please take advantage of those free resources. And we're going to do this, follow this up with some other thoughts about fat loss. Maybe the next level beyond the first 10 pounds, okay? Beyond having somewhere to go and muscle, okay? So tune in, share this with your friends, comment and let us know how you like this. And if you're not doing something, start doing something. Maybe that's a simple walk. Maybe that's eating an apple at breakfast because you don't eat any breakfast. Maybe that's drinking a little more water because you start your day with just black coffee. Do something that you know you need to do. Make it habit before you take on that other habit to help improve your health. This is Coach Chris at Personally Fit, and I just want to thank you for tuning in, and please share this with any friends and family who may need this. Our weight loss coaching system is an online program, and I will see your answers and be able to help you with my coaching experience, the different certifications I've had, and the thousands of clients I've worked with in the experience. That program has to be for you individually. So that's part of the maybe a plan, something to think about too. Don't go on somebody else's plan. Go on the plan that works for you. Coach Chris at Personally Fit. Great talking to you. Everybody have a great day, and be good to yourselves.